the categories for compassion practice together. We've been going through them one by one. We've now made it through the category of what's called neutral persons, neutral being. So I know Diana did that yesterday, and I'm going to continue with one more session of cultivating compassion for someone whom we don't know very well, someone who's a stand-in for all of humanity. We don't really have a history with them. We neither like them nor dislike them very strongly. Just someone, there's another human being. So this neutral being category is so important, because yes, there are categories where we know ourselves pretty well. We spend a lot of time with this being that is us. So cultivating compassion, yes, that's familiar. Our beloveds, our people we care about, our friends and benefactors, yes, compassion for them many times comes easily because we care for them. If they're hurting, we hold their care, we hold their hurt, their sorrow with care and compassion. Or yet this category of the neutral person whom we don't really know, why is it such an important category? One reason is that when we practice with this neutral person, after a while, our hearts open up and we care for this person whom we don't even really know. And our hearts learn that whom we care for and who's a stranger and who's a friend, who's a beloved person, it's so arbitrary. It feels so arbitrary. Our heart as a human being has an amazing, unfathomable capacity to care, to express its compassion for people whom we don't even know. And many times, especially if you've sat a retreat or if you've practiced with the neutral person for a while, you realize that they don't remain neutral. You start to develop care for them. Oh, dear person. Oh, dear human being. So it shifts, it changes. You start to care for them as if they were your best friend. Since childhood, these transitions can happen, very illuminating to feel that. And another perspective to consider is that being able to cultivate and have a sense of care and compassion for a neutral person, the stand-in for all of humanity. In a theistic context, it could be thought of having a God-like consciousness, where a God-like consciousness is one of care, compassion, love, indiscriminately, regardless of your history or knowing someone, having care, compassion for any being. So this God-like consciousness or divine consciousness is something that actually we have as human beings. We can experience. It's accessible. And when we practice in this way, sometimes there feels like there's access to this divine, indiscriminate care, love, compassion for other beings, godlike, divine, filled with beauty and grace. And that is such a beautiful aspiration, not just aspiration, but something actually we can feel into now and then, the potential of our own hearts and mind, which may be beyond what we give credit to ourselves. And we even fathom that we're capable of. But this practice opens us to that little by little. So don't have to take my word for it. Just practice and see what happens. Maybe not today. Maybe in the next session or the one after that or the one after that. Being open to possibilities.